Good morning. How you doing, Jack? I'm just getting the notification sent out here, and then we'll dive into it. Good. Jack, what's happening? Oh, shit, man. Thanks for the little super chat there, dude. Keep the enthusiasm up, 100%. All right. What are we looking at? Let me just calm this music volume down just a tad. And let's bring the other monitor across. Good morning. I've got my coffee here. I'm raring to go. That kangaroo's kind of terrifying, but I think he's cool. All right, here we go. What have we had? Where have we been? And where are we going? So, we had ourselves a falling wedge on Bitcoin, didn't we? This big old pattern right here. Falling wedge. Now, we did peak out the bottom right here. Bit of a fake out. Not quite a swing failure. It wasn't a retest of this block down here. It actually found support on top of the block. So if you draw a line like that, it's retesting these highs here, so the top of that little block. But yeah, so this is the build-up, the anticipation to the CPI data coming out, and the release. We certainly got a push. You know, the stream for that was only a couple of days ago, and then early this morning for me, or earlier in the day for you guys in the US, we had the funds rate announcement, and that pushed us up. So it was a bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. So the rumor was that inflation would come in at the interest rate would come in at a 50 basis point increase. So that was the rumor. And the news dropped that it was a 50 basis point increase, and then bang, sell off. So moving forward, it seems like that seems to be like the theme with these rate FOMC meeting, like interest rate decisions. So the CPI figures, though, they're a bit more unpredictable. Like, you don't really know where they're going to come out as. However, we do have that Trueflation website, which tells you pretty much how things are looking day to day with inflation. So at least we got that ballpark. So I'm telling you right now, the next CPI meeting we get, or the next CPI figure that we get in, I think it's January, that should be another improvement on inflation. So let's go to the Trueflation website. So you can see here, inflation predicted to be on its way down still, even in December. So and now so we've got our November reading. We are in December, and it looks back to November. Now the previous reading was given to us in November, and it looked back on October. So you can see it's like delayed. So the government report is delayed. So yeah, we won't get December's report until January. So let me open up the calendar. Let's have a quick sticky beak here. Quick look. Okay, here we go. CPI. The 12th of January CPI will be coming out. Now this report will be looking at December's performance, just as the report we had 2 days ago was looking at November's performance. So it's not looking at December. We just get that information a month later. But yeah, as we know, it came in below expectations, which is excellent. It's a bullish thing, and that's why we have found ourselves rallied up, back above the June low, which is this blue dotted line here. I'm going to make that yellow, I think, just so it stands out a bit better. But that was our June low. Stephen Edward, good morning, my friend. DC Woodworking, how are you, mate? Saw you earlier on. I was only streaming about, what was it, 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, for the funds rate. So not that long ago. We've just had the daily close, so the Wednesday candle is complete, and now we're going to start building this Thursday candle. Let me hide the drawings here. So what does this tell us here? Like, what does that tell us? This candle here, massive sell-off. So a big push, almost touching $18,400, but there's a lot of pressure there. There's a lot of sell-off pressure. Can we move up higher into that zone? That's the question. So there's a lot of pressure down, and I think, yeah, I'm still optimistic that this area can totally be filled. So can you see the level of imbalance that we have up here? So let me highlight that for you guys. So this drop is hugely out of balance with price. We have not come to back test that, and that's the same. I mean, the whole year has been full of that, right? There's imbalances all over the place, like all of that. I could spend like a good half hour going through all the imbalances, but there is a lot of fair value gaps above us. So delete that. But yeah, by no means does that mean we're going to definitely go up. That's just, you know, those may not get filled until, you know, things really turn around in the market. But let's just have a look at what we've got right here and now, because I think projecting out too far into the futures, it's not clear enough. It's too murky. There's too many variables at play which could affect that projection. So it's much better to look at the here and now. You know, a lot easier to sort of forecast what's going to happen in the coming hours than, say, the coming months. So let me just read through some of these comments here. Coley, what's up, Coley? Nice thumbnail. Yeah, thought you might like that one. Sorry, I can't focus on the charts when I hear the silky smooth voice. Appreciate that, Kev. Tech Jungle, that's Trago. Hey Rick, do you have a fractal that takes us to 12k like Measured Kev does? I can certainly look at what Kev has, and if he doesn't mind, I can bring it up on the stream so everyone can see it for sure. No worries at all. And by the way, guys, if any of you want to like show the audience, especially when there's a bigger audience with a lot of like people that, you know, aren't part of our tight-knit, you know, Discord community, when we start getting a wider audience, by all means, you're totally welcome to jump into Discord, share your screen, and if you like, I can put it up on the YouTube stream and you can talk everyone through what you see. So yeah, I think that's going to be like a good way to you know, invite people in to learn and share ideas. I think that's going to be the best way to do that. I got a lot of ideas for the coming months, but yeah, let's just take it one step at a time. BLS, how you doing, dude? Dude says there was a real heated debate in the US Congress today about crypto. It seems it is 50-50. Yeah, that debate has been going on for at least 10 years now. They've been, well, more so in the last 5 years, but yeah, there's a lot of haters out there of crypto in political power. So yeah, that's nothing new, and it's always going to be a threat. Like anything that threatens the traditional system and the traditional infrastructure, yeah, it's gonna get some resistance. So yeah, by no means are they like welcoming it with open arms by any means. But yeah, in saying that though, there are a lot of people in power that do like crypto, and they do see the potential for it. So and they don't want to you know, restrict its progress, so to speak, with you know, heavy legislation, that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll be hearing about that for years to come. Like a lot of back and forth in politics about crypto and what it should be and where it should go and what kind of rules should be placed on it. And as far as regulation goes, a lot of people say, oh, regulation's coming. Regulation's already here. Like a lot of crypto and the crypto industry is regulated already. I think the majority, if not all of America, are pretty much restricted from joining, like legitimately joining up a derivatives platform like, say, Binance Global or Bybit. Unless you're using like a VPN, like, yeah, it's restricting. So, you know, that's regulation right there. You've got regulation. You know, there's probably way more examples of regulation, but yeah, no, they've been building regulation framework for some time now, and it's already in play. So yeah, the threat, the FUD around, you know, regulations coming, like it's always been there, and it's always been an impact. So yeah, to be honest, like every part of the market, I feel like there's an agenda to drive a narrative. Whether it's a bull market or a bear market, you're going to see articles and like media agenda and bias toward that overall flow of the market. So if we're in a bull market, you'll see a lot of positive pieces written about Bitcoin or crypto in general, and then in a bear market, it's just negative thing after negative thing. So yeah, you just wait. You'll see, like, the SBF arrest. I think that may be the start of them trying to. Well, not that it was orchestrated to be, but it just maybe the timing. It's lining up with, a change in narrative, like a change in direction. But there are less so manipulated and orchestrated or manufactured events to drive that narrative, but more natural things that drive the narrative, like inflation. So we know that inflation has turned a corner, and it's looking like it might start to be coming back down again. So that could, that's a fairly big driver. That's a big impact on market direction, not just for crypto, but for equities as well. So the legacy markets. All right. So having said all that, let's check out. Get rid of all the calendar and the Trueflation site there. And what are we looking at? So let's get a Fibonacci retracement going on here. So just zooming right out, we want to get like a bit more of a macro perspective and understanding of where we're at. So we've dropped from up here. That's the extreme high, I would say, like the most recent macro high. And then this is our macro low down here. So with that, we can get a Fibonacci retracement, and we can try and get an understanding of what levels we're dealing with as we're trying to climb our way back up and recover this drop. So we've got the 0.5 fib level just up ahead. It's 18,478. Usually the 50, even the 382 can pose difficult to get above, like when you're recovering. But yeah, these seem to be the big three. These levels can be quite significant. Today's already, it's looking okay. Like we're still high 17s. I think things are still settling down after the FOMC and CPI data releases. So once we settle back into a groove there with no high impact events on the calendar, then maybe we'll see the true direction revealed. But there's no doubt, at least from this time frame here, we're dealing with higher lows, right, and higher highs. So classic uptrend, right? Nothing about this signals a reversal back down yet. It can, obviously it can, but we haven't seen that yet on the higher time frame here, like on the say the 4-hour or the daily. Now when you're talking macro, yes, we're still in a bear market. It's still a downtrend. A break of structure for that would be, you can really see, we've got a lot of work to do. The first step is to get back above this high. So the starting point from the FTX fall, we have to get back above that to consider it a change in character, a change of character, because all of our highs on the macro perspective have been lower. We want to see a higher high for the first time all year, and we probably, there's a good chance we won't get it this year, maybe early next year, which is just around the corner, by the way, as we all know. So yeah, I guess that's the reality of what we're in. We're in a bear market. It's a downtrend. We're still bearish. So it's still reasonable to look for shorts at this stage. And then, as you dial it back down, so we're on the daily now, that can change, like the perspective changes, right? So, as you go down through the time frames, you can argue that the hour chart, like if you just fit candles on an hour chart, that's you know, an uptrend until proven otherwise by a break or change of character. So yeah, let's see. Let's go down on the 15-minute. I'm going to delete this fib retracement. I think less lines on the screen is a lot better and clearer to see things. So we can do another fib retracement right here because we've got an extreme top and then seemingly the current low down here. So we can see what kind of levels we're dealing with if we are to even come back up here. Not saying that we will, but we need to see what's ahead of us if we do. Now I'm going to turn on this little indicator here. This is the Fluid Trades Smart Money Concepts indicator. And if I'm just going to go down through the time frames. And sorry guys, I know you've got a lot of comments put up there. I'll get through them in a minute, very shortly. But I'm just want to get like a more of a short-term analysis on what's going to happen today. Money flow has cooled. We're down on the 5-minute chart now, but money flow has cooled off like fairly significantly. And I mean, you can just look at that naturally by looking at the chart. You know, we've had a high and we've dipped pretty significant to reclaim these lows here. If you're going by this area, this is a point of interest, this demand box here. So we haven't even dipped into that just yet. So it's already looking like that. Off this drop here, we might be dealing with some kind of inverse head and shoulders here. Look at this. So we had a low, so left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and now we're currently like knocking on the neckline of that supposed inverse head and shoulders. It's a micro head and shoulders, right? Inverse. So it might not, the result of it might not be that explosive, but it is there. So yeah, this could be our range moving forward for the next couple of days into the weekend. So we've got, you know, a very clear demand line set, and then, you know, a supply zone up here. So, you know, what could happen between there? We could get some rallying between there, test here, swing failure, come back down, bounce here. Now, if we can kind of identify a range early, the earlier the better. If you can identify some kind of range, it makes it quite easy to trade the highs and lows. So, you know, going short at the top and then going long at near the bottom of the range. With obviously stop losses set on shorts above the high and stop losses set on longs below the swing low. So that would be like, say, under this demand zone here. And that's how I would play it, you know, if I were to trade the charts at the moment. So if we dial it back down to a shorter time, like, you know, just zoom back into this area here. This movement is very like sporadic, and it's because of the whole federal funds rate decision. It's almost like, I want to say unnatural. Like it's not like a usual day. It's not usual behavior. So there was a lot of, you know, like hype and sentiment, short-term sentiment, like behind that, and it's corrected off that, and now it's just trying to settle back down into the natural rhythm. Like, and that's the condition you want for technical analysis. You want everything to be as natural as possible. Like no fundamental influences or news impact influences, because they basically throw out any like technical analysis usually, at least from my opinion and from my experience, like from what I've seen. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, money flow. I mean, you can see it's cooled off these highs. If we correspond these signals here, these red dots on the chart, so These are basically hinting at, you know, places to sell. So up on the back of that push, and then up on the back of this push up here. So if you had entered on the green, like when, you know, in a low point on the money flow, that would have geared you up for a, you know, a 1, 2, 3 of profit taking. And then if you basically marry up the money flow oscillator with something like this smart money concept indicator, and you're playing with, you know, levels of support and resistance, I think that's a really good starting point for scalping. So Trago has shared a lot of like resources and learning behind the whole smart money concepts. It's also called, I think, ICT, inner circle, inner circle trading. So ICT. So that means basically what the market makers are doing, what the smart money's doing. So that's the whole sort of theory behind that method. So I'll probably make a channel similar in B's Discord. He's got they've put up an ICT SMC ICT like Discord channel. So it's like a text channel, and they've got all of the resources for researching that topic and that strategy. So very, very useful. You know, the value in that learning behind that is like, if you can get it working in your favor and you understand it and you can get a grip on that strategy, it's very profitable. Like it's, yeah. And it's free, which is awesome. So you don't even need a paid version of TradingView to use these strategies. You just sort of need to understand the highs, the lows, the supply and demand zones, and where to place your stop losses in respect to those. And yeah, you're basically just trying to gear your positions in high probability. You don't want to be jumping into a position that has low probability, and that's what these strategies sort of aim to do. They're putting you in the best possible standing. No strategy is perfect, and no strategy is going to give you the perfect future outcome. You know, it's impossible to know what's going to happen. So yeah, all we can do is play around with likelihood. So probability. And yeah, that's how you find your edge. And I'm going to be like, you know, training up that, practicing that method myself. And because by no means am I a good trader yet. I would say I'm a complete beginner, to be honest. Like, I know a lot of us are, and that's totally fine. You got to start somewhere. But yeah, getting a handle on TA is a good start, and understanding charts, just so like we know what we're looking at to begin with. But yeah, like you can only get better from here. And you know, if you're actually active in trading, you'll be able to see what works and what doesn't work. I think you learn a lot more from making mistakes than getting it right all the time, right? Because, you know, if you go back and you scrutinize what you did and what you may have done wrong, then you're less likely to repeat that mistake. And then, you know, given time, you're going to be making a lot less mistakes, and you can only get better, right? All right. Anyway, pep talk over. All right, so let me just jump through some of these comments here. We've got 30 people in the stream. Remember to smash the like button, guys, and subscribe if you haven't. Let's jump through some of these comments here. So let's see, different perspective. Yeah. RC, how you doing, mate? BTC makes rich people in danger. Just look at Japan, no leverage in US unless you're approved. Yeah. Just having 10 million in assets. Wow. Yeah. Well, there's a goal for you guys. Become multi-millionaires, and then you'll be able to start using leverage. I feel like if BTC can get an ETF in US like Canada, it would be huge. But waiting on Gensler and the SEC will be even longer than this bear market. Yeah, they do move pretty slow, which I guess is kind of a good thing. Like, if they're going to try and create all these nasty rules around us participating in crypto trading, then hopefully that takes a long time for them to pass that, if at all. But yeah, all this kind of shit, all the FUD, that's very typical of a bear market, right? All the FUD, it's constant. It's always going to be there. We're always going to be dealing with that. There's a lot of resistance to this because it's brand new. People don't like new things, especially those that are in control, because they like their system. Their system works for them. They get to do what they want to do. But yeah, crypto's a big curveball, and it poses a threat to how, to how the future plays out. Like, potentially it could be it's a very big change. It could be a huge change. Just like when the internet came in, that was a big change. And there was a lot of resistance for the internet back in the 90s. But here we are today. It's completely changed our world. Anyway, look, I guess, like, going back to that, me talking about the agenda and the narrative. The narrative during a bear market, the whole point of it is to get retail to capitulate. They want you to sell. They want your coins. They want your crypto in their pocket. That's the whole point. Smart money, they've got a lot of money waiting to accumulate, and they want to do it as cheap as possible. And the best way to do that is to capitulate the market, get everyone selling and giving up, and then you'll see like a floor. So if I go back here, this is sort of like just my view on market structure. Let's go back to the previous bear market in 2018. They want this condition, like where everything slows down to a grinding halt. And then, this one was pretty nasty. This was actually when the miners came in and capitulated. So all of the Bitcoin miners, they reached a point where mining was not profitable anymore. So it was actually a liability, mining. So they probably sold all their Bitcoin, sold all their gear, like all their mining rigs and everything. And that caused this huge drop here. So, not saying that drop's going to happen again. It could, but yeah, we've certainly had a lot of capitulation style drops in the recent sort of months in this bear market. By the way, the length of this bear market, I think, is now 4 days short of being the longest bear market Bitcoin's been in, or crypto has been in. So we could be in a record bear market very soon, I think. There's a really good video for that if you want to check it out. It's on a channel by, what's his name? I think it's Matthew Cohen. Let me just have a quick look. Benjamin Cohen. Okay. I'm going to find exactly the video that I'm referring to, and I'll share it in the chat, and you guys should definitely check that out at some point today or tonight. Yeah, check that out. It's very eye-opening to where we're at, in relation to previous bear cycles, and what this cycle could end up being. Obviously the conditions, we've never been through these conditions before. A possible recession on the cards. Some argue that we've been in a recession for months now. So yeah. Anyway, just check that video out when you can. I think it's worth it. And that channel, like, honestly, it's a great channel. He's very level-headed, and he's he's got a good understanding of crypto in general and markets, and he's been at it for years now. I remember his channel from when I first got involved in crypto, so that's going 5 years ago now, 4 years ago, something like that. So let's have a look at today. So for Bitcoin, where's my 10 o'clock line? Right here. So far, it's been pretty flat. Nothing's really happened just yet. This is getting a chance for all of the moving averages to catch up to where the price is. Everything's going to start leveling back off again. But it's looking okay. Like, we've had a lot of these like fraction of a percent days, like where it just doesn't quite go more than say 0.5% for the day. Like the range gets real tight. So yeah, it could be a repeat of that until the market opens up again for the S&P tomorrow, the S&P 500. Let's have a quick look at Dogecoin as well. So not only did that rising wedge produce a textbook breakdown, but so did this one here, textbook. So now that we got those two rising wedges done and ticked off, where's Doge? Where's it going to find support? It's certainly in a downtrend. If you look at this here, like this is the more short-term price action. There could be a hint that things are starting to improve because we got a low here, but then this area here is getting higher, like a higher low. That's the first hint at maybe something happening. So what really needs to happen is we need to get back above 10 cents to call this a change in direction from down to up, right? So we need to get that change of character. So there's a wick high here. I don't know. You could argue that that's the point to be, to get that change of character, and then a higher low to continue this. But yeah, obviously it could very much do this as well. So it's all about just playing out, seeing where the pivots are. So let's say you do expect it to go up and you want to take a long position right now. Your stop loss would be somewhere below the recent swing low. So if you wanted a pretty conservative stop loss, maybe here. But then, if you can afford to see a little bit more drawdown, then maybe put a stop loss just below this wick, which is the extreme low of the recent price action. So that's sort of like probably the better way to look at taking positions. Now remember, if you are taking a long here, you're actually taking a position against the trend. So perhaps it would be better to look for a short. If price does come up here and fail to break above here, that could pose as a really good entry for a short with a stop loss just above the previous swing high. Even if it comes up a little bit above, that's known as a swing failure pattern. So, entering, if you get a wick through there and then a candle close below this line here, this horizontal line of resistance, then that is confirmation that was a swing failure, and you can take a lot more of a comfortable short position when you get that confirmation with a stop loss set above that previous high there, and then you ride the trend, because it is a downtrend, no doubt about it. So yeah, you want to basically have probability on your side. You want to take trades that go with the trend, and then if they stop out, it means the trend broke. So going back to Bitcoin, go say to the 15-minute chart or even the hour chart, we're in an uptrend. Ever since this low, we've been in an uptrend. Taking shorts here is trading against the trend. So you pretty much have to close them out with an understanding that the trend is your friend. You know, you want to trade with trend. You know, obviously depending on what time frame you're looking at. If you're down on the 1 minute chart, obviously, this was pretty nasty. Like that would have been like a nice scalp to take, like with the change of character. So the change of character is this. So we had lows here set, yep. When price broke below those lows, that was the change of character right there. So that changed it from an uptrend to a downtrend. And then when you get that confirmation that the direction has broken, you can open up a short. But this would have been very rapid, this fall. And you know, if you have the sort of like the foresight and you knew like, oh yeah, this is gonna correct, then you probably could have like placed your bids up here for a short with a stop loss just above the previous, like, or the highest point. But yeah, that's I think that's probably the best way to take scalp positions. And then just use your indicators, like your oscillators, as confirmation of those positions. So what was the confirmation of a short up here? We had money flow cooked, like it was overbought. You don't want to be going long when your money flow is up high like this. You want to be going long when the money flow is cooled off down in these kind of areas. So right now, like just given that sort of outlook, yeah, you definitely don't want to be going long right this second in the short term. So from a scalping perspective, this is low because we got a high, a lower high, lower again, lower again. So this is down trending. And then if you remember from a few streams ago, the things that matter in a downtrend are the highs. What defines a downtrend? The highs. What defines an uptrend? The lows. The lows define an uptrend. Low, low, low. All of these lows all the way up to here. This is a low. And this was the change in character right here, breaking that combination, you know that. So this right here, breaking through that low there for me was the change of character and the confirmation that uptrend has ended. You know, this short-term uptrend. So yeah, like that's that time frame. That's like a scalping time frame. Let's go back out to the hour. Obviously, we're in an uptrend. A change in character would be a break below. Let's see. You could say this low, or maybe that low, or this one, depending how you want to like read that. But yeah, you can sort of see now, like each time frame has a different context. Each time frame has a different context of like where things are headed. So yeah, that's why it can be very confusing when people say, you know, what their TA is, because you really need to know the context of time frame, what they're looking at. You know, someone could be 5-minute bearish, but daily bullish. You know what I mean? Yeah, you really need to know what time frame you're looking at when you're hearing someone talk about, you know, their projections, I suppose. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I might jump across into the Discord, by the way. Let me put up the link to the Discord in the chat here. And I'll pin that up to the top. Just wait for the bot to do that. If it's gonna work, the night bot. Just make sure it's working. Oh, there he is. Okay. So we'll pin that up there. I'm going to jump into the chat. We've already got a couple of people in here. Oh, my microphone is working for the first time. So yeah, if you've got any questions, or if you just want to jump into the Discord for the first time, I kind of get the feeling a lot of you guys, anyone watching right now is already like an OG of the channel anyway, so yeah. I haven't had many new subscribers lately. In the last 6 months, I've only had like a handful of new subscribers, so yeah, I think it's going to be pretty quiet until, you know, crypto's the new hot topic again, you know? So that's all good. Syndicator back on. The hour time frame, there's no demand levels drawn out with these settings. There's just demand, there's no, sorry, supply levels. Makes me wonder if there are any at all drawn out, because they're definitely there, it's just not showing on this time frame. Let me delete these squiggles over here. Maybe if we go to the 4 hour, we'll start seeing the supply. Yeah, there it is. It's all the way up there. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to say about this falling wedge that we're in as well. So we are on our way to test potentially this trend line here, which is a, you know, it's sort of like a recent falling wedge that we've been in since the June low, right? So these are the macro pivot points that we've been dealing with. And now potentially coming up the test. Now that would be $19,000 or thereabouts if we were to come up at this trajectory and run into resistance at the top of the falling wedge. So yeah, we could still see a bit of positive movement before we get like a major rejection again. But yeah, never say never. We may turn around here and start going down again. I guess you just have to play it as it comes. You see, this trend line here is now acting as support, the top of this rising wedge, which is interesting. We fell out of that rising wedge here, got accepted back into it, and then bursted through the top. And now this is, I guess you could say, this is like the back test, and we've seemingly found support on top of it. And if we zoom into, like, say, the 15-minute chart, you can see that that is this line here going up slightly. We had a test of it here, and this is, you could argue that's the second test on the top side of that trend line. So it'll be interesting to see if price does fall and break back down through that and get re-accepted into the rising wedge. Not to mention this yellow dotted line, remember that is the June low. Which, look at that confluence right there. See that synchronicity? It not only was it a test of the top of the trend line, but it was a test of the June low, finding support in a big way and pivoting very sharp off that. So these lines do mean something. They're not just there for fun and games. Not to mention, you know, you got your big round number lines like 18K, 18.5, 19, 19.5, 20, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's the way I see it. That's the way I sort of am analyzing charts at the moment. Until I see a better way, that's pretty much what I'll be doing. Using these methods to sort of see where price is going. I'm gonna switch to the kangaroo now. It's not a wave goodbye, it's just me taking a break from the light that's pointing in my eyes. I'll make him a little smaller. He's probably a little bit distracting at that size. There we go. And I might change the colors. because he's extremely bright. He's like backlit. Color correction. It's too dark. Just want him a little bit less like that. He's got like a white halo around him.
Yo, that rabbit where that kangaroo looks like he's straight cracked out.
Oh yeah, he looks very scruffy.
He hangs out behind the 7-Eleven next to the dumpsters.
Oh hell yeah. That's great. I wonder if there's like a way to filter that out, that white halo. Maybe chroma key?
Like an outline or border option? That just disappears it.
Yeah. Trust pricing. Yeah, it's definitely not chroma key. Delete that. This music is so loud. Hang on a second. There we go. That's better. Bump Discord volume up a little. At a pretty low. There we go. Show you what I'm looking at. I hit plus. Image mask or blend. Luma key, render delay, scaling. Maybe this image masking and blending.
Where'd you get this thing from?
This is OBS, part of the streaming software. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I'll just leave it as it is.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah. It's not too distracting.
Oh no, it's distracting. Cracked out rabbit kangaroo thing.
Yeah. The boxing one's cool. I like him.
The boxing one's great.
Yeah. I think on a white background, like if I'm to add just like a solid color, color source. Color. Let's go white. Go okay, and then I can like bring that down and drop it behind him, like this. See how that gets rid of the halo because he's got a white background. But it's too bright. I know it's a bright box, considering the whole screen's on dark mode. But I think that's, yeah, these guys have been alpha channeled out to be on a white background, not a dark background.
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
The kangaroo, the boxing kangaroo.
Yeah.
It blends in really nice. Makes it look better.
Yeah, like because of the white halo, you don't see it on a white background, but you do on a dark background. Yeah. Anyway, just looking around. Yeah, I think I've pretty much exhausted things to say about TA and like where I think things are headed. I think we're still in an uptrend until proven otherwise, like until we break these lows. The ones printed on the chart on the hour time frame. So there's a low here. There's a fairly obvious pivot point here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can pretty much just see them. There's another pivot here. Very obvious one here. Pretty much any pivot that's like finding itself on this trend line here, like even this one. I think getting below those would be a longer term time frame change of direction there. But yeah, there's no doubt we're looking optimistic, at least for the short term, until that breaks, you know, until we get that change of character of the trend.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily TA that makes us look attractive. It's news. We've had positive news.
Yeah,
FA
yeah,
is more strong right now than TA 100%. We are one tweet away from Wreck City America. You know what I mean? And then we're one tweet
yeah,
away from Good Morning America. We're fucking zipping and zapping.
yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's
One thing we definitely need though, we need the whales to start buying, and they are still not buying, which is slightly concerning.
yeah, I've noticed that.
The
It's
the
like,
1K
what are
Bitcoin
they
wallets
doing?
haven't bought shit.
Yeah, it's like maybe they see a really nasty downturn next
2000,
year, and then
yeah,
they're like,
2023.
yeah, and then maybe they're
The
waiting for
100
that.
the 100 Bitcoin wallets have started to tick up a bit. The
Oh
10
yeah.
Bitcoin and the 1 Bitcoin wallets have been cranking, but
So
they are
they're still
semi.
active.
Yeah, they're semi. Well, they're still on a. They're actually on an uptrend, like big time uptrend, and they're important. But the big dogs are the most important.
Yeah. It's like
So
Jungle
it should be
Traeger says
interesting.
whales are not buying because we're still in the premium zone. Anything 14k and under will start getting bought up. Yeah, I would agree with that too. Like, I think that's reasonable to suggest like that. You know, this is still like expensive. I guess yeah. You know, it just depends what your outlook
Well,
is. Like, if you think we're going to really come down and revisit the lows that we had in 2019 and 2020. I don't know. I've managed to get my big swing trades liquidation level down to $5,484. That's this red line here.
what is that?
That's so a big position that I'm playing right now on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been like, well, my first buy was where this green line is, so it was a bad one. I got sucked into buying like during this hype here, during this rally up,
Yeah.
and yeah, I got trapped. I fell for the bull trap, and price started coming down. We got a kick here, which was not enough to get us back on track, but we started turning a corner here, like where we had lows, and then we started getting higher lows, like rallying up, like doing a nice rounding bottom structure.
Right.
But then the FTX collapse happened, and that's delayed everything. Everything's been pushed back. But yeah, I mean, I've been treating this whole area as like, well, more so this area as like my first buy zone. So if we do come down to that next tier, like Trago's saying, like so between, let's even push it down as far as 10k, which is down here. That would be like my next zone for buying. So I have bought like a few positions. The heaviest position I have, unfortunately, is up here. And then, I've got like little bits and pieces bought through here as well. But I've been putting money into my margin. So like replenishing my margin to get my stop loss out of danger, out of trouble, basically. But yeah,
Gotcha.
this is turning into a huge like mammoth swing trade. Like I've never been in a trade that has gone this long. At the beginning, I was a bit worried that I would get eaten alive by fees, like the what do you call it? Yeah, the perpetual fees.
Maker takers.
Yep, but I'm actually in surplus with that, so my realized P&L is actually in profit, which is interesting. I think it's above water by $6.87.
Yeah. So something for whales though, you gotta remember they don't care about price per se. They don't care about premiums. They don't care about what we
Yeah,
care about. They
yeah,
don't buy bottoms and they don't sell tops. They
hmm,
just buy and just sell whenever the fuck they want.
yeah,
They almost never sell the top. and they almost never buy the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So the main issue right now for whales is they're not going to start buying until the Fed pivots.
Right.
That could happen next month, the month after, or a
Yeah,
year.
it might happen. It might not be till mid next year, or
Might be 2
even
years.
Q3.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that's it. So
They
yeah,
definitely ended the year pretty strong, or they're trying to end the year
Mm.
pretty strong. Like we were talking about in November.
yeah,
Legacy wise, obviously, FTX shit the bed for crypto-ish esque.
yeah.
But
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna like basically make my position part of the streams. So you can basically see, it does look ugly right now, of course, because my position lives somewhere up in this region, and I've just been replenishing margin to maintain the trade. But yeah, this is it. This is my position right here. It's by no means am I like a high baller. Like I'm not. I don't own a lot of money, but my margin currently about 3.5 grand in margin. My liquidation's down to 5,480, so I probably have to adjust that line now. It's all the way down here. It's fairly comfortable. I mean, we would need like a really huge crash for me to get in any trouble, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable at 5,480 is not going to get seen. Yeah, anytime soon. Now look at this. This is the cool thing. If I want to make that even better, this is all I have to do. See this little pencil here? All I have to do, the maximum I can put my margin up to is another $969. So let's say I put 950. Look at where my liquidation goes down to, $228 Bitcoin. That's only 950 bucks. That's not crazy amount of money. Like I'm almost there. Anyway,
like what are you playing this to? Like where do you cut this trade?
I don't cut it. No. No. I don't cut it. This is an investment swing trade now. Like this is me committing to Bitcoin basically.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm basically accumulating. Hindsight's 2020. I started accumulating too early. Let me get a white pencil here. I definitely started way too soon. The bulk of the positions up here. I haven't really done any further buys, so I haven't even started DCAing yet. You know what I mean? I have not even bought to start improving this line. So, if we get a drop, the next considerable DCA buy will bring this position down. So let's say price does come down to 10 grand. And my current position's up here. If I buy the same size or value of the trade, which is $4,386, so we've got 4.3k here. Yeah, that's my position. If I want to break right through the middle, so like average my position here, I would have to increase my trade value and buy 4.3k down here. Now I don't have to do that with 4,300 of raw money. I can leverage up to that value of 4,300. So if you notice here, like my current leverage is 1.29x. Like that's the effective leverage I'm using. So it's a safe amount of leverage. It's very safe. It's almost 1 for 1, it's pretty low. But let's see, what would it take for me to, at 1.29x for 4,300, $4,300 divided by 1.29. So I would need to put in that much money at 1.29x to break somewhere between here and my existing position. So let me just get a measure. Anyway, time is on my side. Hey, I've got plenty of time to buy and save up more fiat. So
Right.
this margin here could end up being 10 grand by the time I'm done, like, positioning properly. But yeah, I do want to get this like as low as possible. This ugly position. So yeah, total transparency. I made a mistake starting here. Hindsight's 2020. It was starting to look okay. Like we were curling up before fucking Sam Bankman-Fried did his thing. Yeah, this delayed it, but I think I'm out of danger. It is looming there, but all I have to do, I could even just chuck in $500 and that would get it down to 2,700, my liquidation level. But yeah, there's been a few different strategies that I've been thinking of, like, oh, what if I just open up a hedge position on Bitcoin? So open up a short here at like say 10x or 5x or whatever. And then if price does fall, at least I'm making money on the down direction. And then when I take profit off that short, I can add it to my margin and then get that liquidation further away, or use it for buying.
I would take that.
Yeah.
I would take that $900 you were just talking about earlier, right? And
Yeah.
I would use. if I was going to continue the long that you're in without cutting it, like right.
Yeah,
now
I'm not
or
going to cut it.
yesterday.
Yeah.
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 Well,
yeah.
I know you're not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I would take that $900, and I don't think you need, because what is it, 3,400? So you need
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
You
So
need to do like
that's the
just
value of
over,
the position.
just over 5x, right? Three.
If I crank up the leverage. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, like if I use a 5x instead of doing this 1.29x and get a bit more power behind it, even a 3x would be nice. So let's see.
I needed a 4 something, and it equals about the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Well,
let's just say I want to like buy heavy. Obviously, 5x to get $5,000 out of it is just bringing in $1,000 at 5x. So that'd get me a $5,000 position at a lower level. So like let's say 10 grand, and that would get that break that new position probably more like down around here, like say 16k, which I'd be totally comfortable with. But that just definitely means that the value of the trade goes up from 4,000 to like say almost 10 grand. But that's all right. I'm totally happy with that, because I am in it for the long haul, and I do see like Bitcoin going up again at some stage, whenever that may be. So this position could last for like 12 months or more, really.
Run that other 9 as a hedge.
Yeah.
Your liquidation is so far off, even as it sits right now.
Yeah.
If we go under 10k, you're fucked. No matter, everyone's fucked.
Right. And I mean, this isn't. If I lose 3.5 grand, it's not gonna like ruin my life or anything like that.
Right.
It's not the end of the world. Yeah. But it's just a very expensive lesson, I guess. But I'm still pretty confident that I'll be okay. And it doesn't take much money to get me further away from danger here as well. I think I'm almost at the COVID low. Let me just go back to this chart here. There's the COVID. Yeah, the COVID low.
Oh, like your
liquidation? Down there. Yeah, so my liquidation sits right here, below the 2018 lows here. Remember how we had this? So I'm below that. It would be really nice to get this comfortably, like liquidation going below even these lows here. Yeah, that would be pretty cool to have my liquidation at say 3,000 or even 2,800. What's that going to cost me to get my lick down to 2,800? Let's see, what does 850 get me? I don't even need that much. 600? Yeah. I only need like $500 to get out of severe danger. I mean, yeah. So yeah, if you ever find, if you're playing a position like this, like you're swing trading or you're investing on leverage, obviously do it on low leverage and build over time. Don't make the mistake of going 10x as your first buy like what I did. Yeah, I'm learning a lot. This is definitely teaching me a lot. And yeah, to begin with, like I was trading. I was doing trading during, so the money that I had, I was going 10x and trading these uptrends here. And then, yeah, I guess I hit it too many times and I got caught out on 10x. I think my margin was like, I think it was like 400 or 500 bucks. Might not even have been that much. But anyway, I went underwater with it and I was like, shit, I don't want to like, because I didn't have a stop loss set. That's the big error there. I was trading without a stop loss. So huge lesson. Don't get cocky and think that you don't need one. It's always good to trade with a stop loss. You don't want to do an Alameda. Don't do an Alameda research like I did. Otherwise, you become a forced investor. I'm just very lucky to have done it in Bitcoin and not some random shit like Solana, or like something that has at least a bit of hope behind it. I think Bitcoin's got the best shot at doing, a complete recovery, as it is the dominant crypto. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. So by no means am I like some crypto like guru, professional trader. No way. I'm a beginner. Like I've been in and out of crypto for 4 years and I'm still figuring it out. So some people learn quicker. Some people pick up a strategy faster than me, and slower as well. And that's all good as long as you're making progress. But I think my strength lies more in analysis, like TA, than say trading. Trading's a totally different skill set. But yeah, it's trading's not easy. It's if you're making money trading, you're doing a really good job. You've worked it out. But yeah, that's me. Like that's me basically just laying it all out on the table for everyone, just to understand that that I'm still learning with trading. And I'm now basically, my hand has been forced and I am in a long position indefinitely, and until I get back up above water and go back up into profit. And that's the thing, like when price does come back up above 24k, I don't necessarily have to sell either. Like I can hold this into the next bull run, even if that's 24 months away, even if I have to wait until after the halving. So, I'm all good. I'm all set. I'm okay. And by the way, I can still come in and trade too. Like I can bring new money in and play around on Ethereum or Doge or whatever. You know what I mean? So this position, I can pack that away, and that's like a long-term bag that I have. I'm managing it. I know what I stand to lose. I've got some kind of strategy based around it. It's not the best position to be in, but hey, it's I don't think it's a lost cause. But anyway, you guys will be getting updates on it every now and then. This realized P&L, that was actually minus $33 at one point, and it's come all the way back down and started to go into surplus. So I'm now $6.87 up. See this funding rate thing, when the funding rate is negative, that's when the shorts pay the longs. So I think it's trickled a little bit into my available balance here. So what I'm going to do is all I've been doing is pouring those little amounts into my margin. So I can increase it by, what is it, $1.9532. 95.32, and you'll see that that affects my liquidation like very fractionally, but it does. So I'm now 5,480 down to 5,469, and that's all I've been doing. Yeah. When the funding rate is positive, I'm paying the longs. So my I think it comes out of my margin potentially. It comes out of somewhere, but you know, sometimes it's like 30 cents, sometimes it's $1.50. But yeah, this happens every 8 hours. There's a funding round. But yeah, it's yeah, stop losses, guys. That's the lesson today. If you're trading, you need a stop loss. It's not optional. A stop loss is gonna save your ass. If you're okay, that's trading, yeah. Investing is a totally different game. Investing is dollar cost averaging. You don't, that's where a stop loss is not necessarily needed when you're investing, right? Because you're building a position for long term. You're building up you're planting seeds in the bear market, dollar cost averaging in. So yeah, there's two very different schools of thought there. There's the investing and then there's the trading. So right now, this position is an investment position. It was a trade turned bad, and it's forced me into. Yeah, I think I've made it pretty clear of what's happening with me. But yeah, thoughts, criticisms, ideas, suggestions, put them all in the comments. I'd be keen to hear what you guys think and what you think I should do, even. Any ideas?
Cut this fucking thing.
Look, yeah, I've heard that.
No, I'm just.
I've heard no. People have told me to do that. I've had that suggested to me. Cut it now and start again, or like start trading with that money. Yeah, I'm pretty late.
$1 short.
I think it's a bit late to cut it. It's the damage. It's almost $1,200 underwater.
You're slightly pot committed.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. It's forced me to hold at this stage. Yeah, I'm not going to realize that loss. It's a paper loss so far. So, but yeah, I guess the lesson here is like I'm living the lesson, so you guys don't have to. So don't do this when you're trading. Use a stop loss. That's in bold letters, underlined. Use a stop loss if you're trading. All right, and then yeah, investing. Totally different scenario. By the way, if investing, it's an even better way to invest is spot. Just do it on spot, and even better, buy Bitcoin and put it on a hardware wallet. Don't let it sit on an exchange. That's been a big reminder for everyone this year with the FTX situation. So yeah, bit of a different stream today. So yeah, guys, I'm not a millionaire. I am very much an average Joe. I've got about, what is this? Almost 3.5K US in a position here. But hey, this channel's going to be here for a couple of years to come yet, and we'll see where I am in a couple of years. You're seeing the humble beginnings, I suppose. I think it makes for a better story, seeing someone come from nothing to something, huh? If I can get this money up to, 100K even, that's going to be a big milestone. Even 10K. 10K, 20K, 50, 100, 250, 500K. Just got to work in tiers. And the cool thing about count, like if you do it over time and you grow you know, it's not all at once. You're not going to get rich overnight, but if you're consistent and you stick at it and you follow a strategy, it starts to ramp up the more you get behind you, and if you're compounding those gains into your account. Like, the start is a grind though. The start is the hardest part. Like, this is where I'm basically having to plant fiat into the market, like actual like money that I've earned. Yeah, the start is a grind, but the potential's there. I can see the potential. I've been thinking about it and learning about it for months and months, and I had a bit of a taste of like crypto back in 2018. Learning in a bear market, like as a complete noob, a beginner, I lost everything I put in. Obviously, I came in here, and I could only go long as a spot trader. You can't short when you're on spot. And yeah, just a lot of bad advice, like from people in Discord communities about direction and like where things are headed. And I guess when you're a complete beginner, that's all you really have to go by. You know, is people's opinions and advice and random YouTube videos that claim to know the secret. But yeah, I lost all my money through this. I made some, like don't get me wrong, there was some trades that went the right way, but you know, if you're looking at the total of amount invested to amount pulled out, it was down. You know, I was underwater. And then this happened, the rally to 14k off this bear market. At this point, I was pissed off at crypto, like the market, right? I'd lost money. It started getting really boring. I think I wasn't even looking at it through this area here. I was like, screw this, I'm gonna go do something else with my life. And then, you know, then this drop happened. It's like, oh yeah, I definitely made the right decision. That was the mentality back then. But yeah, just under the radar, the market crept up, and I wasn't looking. We got back, I think, above 10k, or maybe it was not. It was somewhere in this region. I was like, oh shit, we're pumping again. And and that's when I started trading. There was a few new coins on the scene. I think Matic was even one of them, and VeChain. And yeah, I was making gains off those, and that was my first sort of taste of like trading in a profitable way and like bringing money into the market and pulling out gains. So that was cool. That was a good taste of that. But then, yeah, obviously that came to an end. And at that point, like, obviously I wasn't trading leverage at that stage. It wasn't until, okay, so I wasn't involved all through here. I wasn't trading, wasn't doing anything, didn't have any positions. When we broke or were starting to approach 20k, which was our old all-time high, that's when I was like, oh shit, I'm late to the party. Like, I had missed all of this. I'd missed all of that. And I was like building positions through here and trading, going up, 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 up. And then, yeah, 2021 was a hell of a year. Lots of volatility. I mean, Bitcoin went to bloody $69,000, for God's sake. This looked like it was the start of a bear market. You probably, if you're an OG, you probably remember me saying there was a death cross somewhere like here. And that was like a big signal for a lot of people to say, yep, this is over, the party's over. But then we had the B-word conference. We went back up and freaking made a new all-time high. Totally bearish divergent, by the way. New high on price, extremely lower high on oscillator. So there was a lot of bearish divergence there. A big signal that even I overlooked and didn't pay attention to. So check your macro divergences, guys. That's another little takeaway from this stream. Keep an eye on you know, MACD and RSI on the high time frames, because they do mean something. Even this money flow, that's a form of an oscillator, right? It oscillates. And check out this. So we've got a low in June. We've got a lower low in November. Very dramatically lower low, right? That's very clear. And then look, the corresponding lows on the oscillator. Look at this. Can you see a theme here? Can you see that bullish divergence? We're out on the daily. I think it even exists on the weekly. Yeah, it exists on the weekly in a big way. Look at this. Let's go to the weekly and check these pivots. We have a low here, corresponding low on the oscillator down here, corresponding low all the way up here. Look how divergent that is, guys. We are in we're in a falling wedge right now. I think we're gonna see the bottom at some point. We're definitely in the ballpark, I think. Is 12K possible? 100%. Totally possible. Totally possible. Are we gonna go down below 10K? Are we going below 10K? I don't think that's as possible. I think that's less likely. But you know, never say never. But yeah, we've got a lot of indication here that we are slowing down this momentum. Look how dramatic the momentum is to begin with, and then this momentum here, big momentum, and then recently that's slowed right down. These sell-offs have been slowing. We're getting like a rounding out, you know.
Hey guys. Hey Rick,
Hey,
are you
what's up?
streaming? You're not streaming here?
I can, yeah. I can turn on my. It may break.
No,
the
don't
stream.
turn it on. No.
Yeah.
Every time we turns it on, it breaks.
All right. Well, no. Then direct me. What do I do? Go to YouTube or something?
Yeah. Open up YouTube. If you go to the announcements tab in this Discord, you'll see the link to the stream. It's there. Yeah. So Trago says 7.5 to 14.5 is sweet nectar. Yeah, man. I'm on board with that. Hey, if anyone does TA and is pretty confident with you know, their analysis on where we're headed and wants to share it with the audience, by all means come into the Discord and just tell me, and I'll bring up your screen and put it on the YouTube, on the YouTubes.
Tuberino.
Doesn't have to just be me. Like you know, like I said, I'm no guru. We're all learning together, right? We're all trying to make sense of it as a community.
You said 7.5. Oh, that's what Trago said. To 14.5. That's a hell of a range.
7.5K to 14.5K is sweet nectar. Yeah, well, it's. I mean, yeah, if you can get Bitcoin to go that low, that's cheap Bitcoin, if you ask me. Considering that we know that a $69,000 Bitcoin is possible and proven, it's happened before. So, you know, how freaking low do people want to have it? How low before people are going to be starting to, you know, interested in buying Bitcoin? I got to find that meme. You know that picture. BTC 69K, and there's a big line of people lining up to buy it, and then there's a guy with a stall next to him that says BTC 20K, and no one's there. No one's interested.
I don't have permission to send messages on the channel, Rick.
Really? That's so weird, dude.
It's on the YouTube. YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Let me try and fix that. What's your YouTube name? I know what it would be.
Well, Samson, or right now it's Shibillionaire, I think was what they.
Yeah, I know how to fix it. It's what's happened is the bot has probably picked up one of your comments and put you on like a block list or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're banning me for a ship. I'm
Yeah.
shilling ship.
I can fix it. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it up right now.
All right. Well,
Settings. I had to do the same for Lord Olay. He was in the ban list for some reason. So I've
Because
got
he's
hidden.
Canadian.
I've got. Okay, here we go. What did you say it probably is? Samson?
I don't know if it's gonna. No, the Discord. It's
No,
Billionaire.
No, your
SHI.
YouTube. Your YouTube username.
Oh, it's Samson then.
Okay, I'll find it if it's in here.
Wait, hold on. Where you can't type in YouTube chat?
Yeah, his messages aren't coming up in YouTube apparently. Is that what you were saying, Samson?
I'm a mod on B's YouTube. I don't know why when.
Well, yeah, like I mean, let me dig you out of the list here if you're in here.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but.
Wow, it's so funny going through this list and seeing all the troublemakers from last year. The people that were giving me shit in the chat.
Yeah, that's
Aussie dude.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
that one
he's
dude.
definitely in there.
What the hell's his name? I saw him on a list.
There was someone posing as Crypto Down Under. It's banned.
Mm.
There was someone posing as Mr. Cleo that got banned as well. Drew Klepto. There's a lot of these these troll accounts that people made from Discord. No, you're not in there, man. There's no Samson.
All right, well don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's something weird. Well, if you do
That,
manage,
Millie-
if you manage to get a comment through into the YouTube chat, then I'll see it and I'll protect that name. Like I'll turn you into like a moderator or something. That got me in a lot of trouble last year. I had way too many YouTube mods and it caused such a shitstorm. People were getting real upset because there was a couple of mods that were ban happy and they were banning everyone in the chat, like
Oh Jesus
for
Christ.
saying it was like Twitter. It was just there was bans left, right, and center. You know, just think Pisket.
I was looking at
a
the
YouTube
ban list in the
moderator.
Discord. I was looking at the ban list in the Discord the other day. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, or like
So many deleted accounts. It's wild.
yeah. I was very clear. Like when I made them a mod, I said, guys, just kick and ban the obvious spam, like the bots and people that are being vulgar or racist, like the extreme cases. But yeah, people were just doing had opposing views and they were like sharing them in the chat, and they were getting banned, and that's too severe. Like that's I think being a YouTube mod it's actually kind of chill. You don't have to go so ban happy. Oh, there you are, Samson. I see you. Let me make you a mod so you won't get screwed over. There, you should be blue. Type something in YouTube. You should be you should have a blue title now. I'll make Trago one as well because he's an OG. Just don't ban everybody. Oh, honest.
Yeah.
Honest is honest. Yeah. I'm gonna put her as a mod.
Yeah, we don't. Even on B's.
Nah, honest, you're sweet. You're not banned.
I think.
Jack.
Yeah, maybe on it.
Oh, yeah. Serrano, you're not gonna ban the world, are you?
Don't ban me.
Don't ban the world.
Oh fuck! How the hell BLS get in? I'm leaving. Is Trago here? So BLS.
Yo, Rock. What up, Rock?
Oh.
Here
you are now a moderator for this channel. The creator trusts you to help them build a all right, everyone.
Say all that shit.
Really? Rick,
if you don't send me ankle pictures right now, you're getting banned.
Yeah. Can you ban
Rick,
the owner?
You gotta come up with some kangaroo fuds, like the bee fuds, roof fuds.
Tango fuds.
Can I ban Samson and Samson ban me?
I don't think so. I don't think a mod
and
can
then we
ban
can't
a mod.
unban each other. Oh shit!
I don't think so.
But
Three
I can
times.
delete any comment that he makes, and he can delete any comment that I make.
Yeah, like
Uh,
crypto. Like crypto ape said, you get a mod. You get a mod. Everybody
Yeah,
gets a mod.
I feel like Oprah Winfrey right now. I just handed out a whole bunch of
do you
people as
have
well.
what is it, 5 milli or whatever his
Half a
name was?
milli? Half a milli.
Half a million.
That guy?
Yeah,
I haven't heard from him in
yeah,
ages, man.
yeah, he came into Beast the one time we were talking about something, and he comes
Hmm.
jumping in, and I'm like, dude, chill out, man. They're
Oh, he came in
talking about,
hot and was abusing
yeah,
everyone? Oh, yeah.
and you know,
That sucks.
he's all right, I guess. I mean, he didn't give me shit for doing it,
Yeah, he's definitely a personality.
but they
A
used to
lot of the
hang out down
dudes,
in the boiler room,
yes.
getting all fucked up, right?
Yeah, was it Crypto Radio? Tone T1, that guy.
Right.
All
yeah, yeah.
all that gang, they were shit stirrers, but you know, they're harmless at the end of the day. They're just having fun. But yeah, it's funny. It is funny. Remember that dude came in and lectured B about leverage and margin? He's like,
I wasn't there, and it
oh,
sounded like it was
I
so
don't know. There
fucking
was a video
funny.
made about it, and Crypto Unk put it up on his YouTube channel. It was funny. I think he's like mates with them too. Like he's friends with that channel, The Basement.
So your channel, Rick, did you have voice, or you just did charting and that kind of thing, or
Yeah,
you know?
I certainly had a Discord community up, and you know there were regulars sitting in it all day, every day. At one point, but yeah, I was kind of like neglectful of that of the Discord for a while there, and it just died out, man. It just, especially when we started the bear market, like, and you know, my my real life got busy, and yeah, I just didn't have the time, or I didn't make the time to put in effort into the Discord or the YouTube for that matter. So yeah, I had a break. I took a break from it all.
This is
Yeah.
This is Rick 2.0 channel.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was never dead. Like I always intended to come back to it. But yeah, it was what was it? Yeah, like, yeah, just a few real life things. Like, not that this isn't real life, but yeah, in the
And now
flesh
you got an
things.
extended crypto family.
Yeah, the virtual world. I mean, obviously we're all real
That's all
people.
good.
Yeah, crypto is a virtual life. You know, real people, but it's a virtual environment.
Yeah, no
And
physical contact.
the interesting thing about that is people like don't make the distinction between virtual and real life, or they think they're different, so that they think it gives them a license to bully, like harass people, you know, do all sorts of shit online because it doesn't feel real, I suppose. Like you get, yeah, but it is real. Like there's real people on the other end, and you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Serrano, what'd you do with this move today? Did you trade anything?
What?
Did you trade today with this Fed move this
Oh
morning?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's easy money. It's the same thing every single time.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's really no difference in what happens. It pumps, the minutes come out, gets a nice little run, then it dumps out, and then if he says something good, we pump again. If he doesn't say anything good, we go down. He didn't say anything good. There was the rumor on the street that they were going to do a 0.25 in February, and he said he pretty much ignored any questions about talking about what's going to happen next year. And what he said, we're not really changing anything until it gets to 2% or some shit like that. So he said nothing bullish at all.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just going to be, what did he do? 50 for longer, you know, until.
He was hawkish the whole meeting.
Yeah. We wanted dovish if he got dovish, let's get going. But
Right.
he didn't say anything in the Q&A when it gets important, right? When he actually just speaks. There was
Yeah.
nothing. He didn't answer any questions that were positive for the market. They were either neutral or easily interpreted as negative. So, but I don't trade when he talks. I longed from this morning at US Open, because that's the same thing typically happens every time before he in the beginning of the day before he gets going.
Well, this time it really started running strong like hours before, and I'm like, wow. And that's when I called, 18. I said, if it gets to 18.4, I'm looking at 18.7 would be what I was looking at, but it never made it. Just under 4. I think 3, I don't know, on Binance it might have been higher, 350 something or a little higher. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, it got a nice move around 4 a.m. And then it was moving a bit earlier than that too from yesterday's close. Or yesterday's open, I guess.
Yeah,
Or no, yesterday's close. So yeah, it was looking good.
So yeah, now I don't know if we're, even tonight, if it's gonna make another move up again. But right now they're holding it under 18. So, and you guys, somebody's calling it what? Drago calling it immediately lower. Unfortunately.
I don't know. I know this. We're in the about to be in the middle of the Asian session is about to be full blown in about 30 minutes when China opens. So we'll see what the
Yeah.
Asians want to do, and then we go into Europe in like 6 hours. 6 hours after that, you have the US Open. So.
Yeah, right now they're pushing it down.
So with B's Discord, how do you see a tally of these so-called B FUDs? Like, is there like a metric for it that you can see, or?
I think there's a command in Twitch.
Ah,
You have to earn them on Twitch.
I see. And is it known as like, what is it like default known as in Twitch? Like,
It's like
reputation or something? Like rep points or something?
it's kind of it's like you get a currency, and I'm pretty sure you can name it whatever you want based on your channel.
I
But it's
see.
like you like it's like a watch thing, or like like you comment or you chat or
you participate,
you watch, and you get a credit.
Gotcha.
Of sort.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
I'm gonna log into Twitch. It's been a while since I logged into it. I just want to see if I can build some BFUDs up, some cred, get my street cred up.
Oh, and then you can probably get a bunch if like you subscribe to it or whatever too.
They're down under. How do I see my BFUDs?
There's probably a command for it.
Yeah.
Appearance. Emote attribution.
But yeah, Samson, as for like the short term, I don't see a reason for us to go up. Do you?
No, I'm looking at right now. If they break this level we're hitting, 17,350. If you look at it on a 1 hour, even, it looks like that'll bring us right back down to the top of that triangular. I don't know if that's a regular wedge or a rising wedge. It was, but where we broke out of basically on a 1 hour. No, there's no reason, dude. I mean, it's just that, which is fine. I mean, if we get these moves every week, because you know, even though you get jobs reports every week, what is it, Thursdays or something? It's been moving on any event now, I've noticed, like a little more in the
Well, yeah, we're
past.
just full of such bad news. Any good news is gonna blast.
Yeah. But
Even old news or news that isn't news is gonna move shit.
but yeah, there's nothing really. I mean, shit. All the news is pointed toward the exchanges and how they're trying to weed out the risky players. And I don't know when they're going to pull the rug out on USDT, if they're going to. Proof of, you know, stake or what is it? Proof of they're holding.
Proof
And I'm
of
worried.
reserves.
Reserves, yeah. You know, if they start going after that, that's going to be a big event.
You mean like Tether having to do an audit?
Yeah, they had that in the news for actually. I heard it like a couple months ago, even.
Well, they've had that
But
forever.
yeah, but I mean, there's now it's coming down to where it's on the Hill. You know, they're discussing it. You got Senator Warren. She was on today, along with the SBF thing. Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah,
O'Leary.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if you watched any of that, but O'Leary,
yeah.
you know, he's pushing for the what do you call it, regulation, but he's also pushing the USDC because he has whatever that institution, he's got a lot of money in that's tied to it. I forget what it's called.
Circle
Yeah, yep.
or Goldman
know,
Sachs?
No, it was Circle. He's always shilling Circle. Yeah, he said that.
Goldman Sachs own Circle?
Probably tied to it, yeah. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't. I know. Oh shit! Mike Tyson was on Tucker Carlson. Fuck, he's laughing. I don't know. What the hell? Yeah, everything's fine until you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, but like Warren, I mean, come on. Pocahontas is a fucking kook and a half. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
But dude, I
and
always...
as for O'Leary, like he's just trying to make himself sound good. He's just as stupid as everyone else.
No, yeah.
How do you invest in like on the level that he invested into Sandbait, SBF, and FTX, where they're going to be able to see paperwork that, you know, the users are not going to be able to see. You made that investment. I mean, come on. He's just trying to save face.
Yeah, he's in it for like he's in everything, dude. He's got his own wine, you know, property, wherever the hell it is. He's into everything, and he's been around the world so many times. And he's a knowledgeable dude, but he's also a very crude businessman, and he's done shit in the past. Like you were talking about about the boat. You know, they killed somebody, right? So, or somebody was. Yeah, that accident, the boat accident.
I mean, I heard about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever talked about it, but I've heard about it.
Somebody I was talking to about it. I don't know, but in any case, so now Senator Warren, yeah, I always.
There we go.
What are we doing?
Just broke 14.
Yeah, broke that. Yeah, if it breaks that trend line on a 1 hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm keeping my eye on. I'm looking at 17,622 as the June low level. Yeah, I think it's going to be significant if we break back below that. That'll be like, you know, a break of that low over here. Not to mention this low will be broken too. It'll be a re-entry into the rising wedge, and it's looking likely, like it's looking quite probable, but we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, I was saying Senator Warren. Yeah, I just looked at her as just a complaining woman, or man. It doesn't have to be a woman, but just a complaining person, a senator like that doesn't know anything about anything, and now she seems to understand it better, and she's kind of still pointing out the main crap that is tied to regular money, whether it's our currency or other countries. She's just like, oh, well, crypto is tied to all this, corruption. So that's why, O'Leary at least mentioned, yeah, well, so is every other currency. So what's your point? Maybe it's easier, yeah, to do it, but with crypto.
I mean, it depends on what crypto you're using. If you're using Bitcoin to commit fraud or to do illegal activities, you're just stupid.
But that's
one of
when,
the worst to use. So
right?
again,
That's when,
she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
right?
She's sitting on top of a soapbox preaching about shit she doesn't understand, looking like a complete fucking moron. And
Yeah.
only shit that she wants to do is completely detrimental for the cryptocurrency ecosystem and space, which in return will fuck the United States. And getting anywhere ahead on any of this stuff, any innovation is going to get thrown out the door if her bill passes. Which this is the bad part of what's happened with FTX is now the probability is increased on her bill getting pushed through instead of a bill that actually makes sense, like the one that Senator Loomis is behind. And Toomey, I think his name is. Can't remember if Toomey's on the team or off the team.
So do you think that these exchanges can switch in a heartbeat over to USDC if USDT is a problem, or how do they choose? Like, why did they choose USD?
Tether
USDT?
came out first.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Tether actually used to be on a whole different blockchain. Tether started out on Omni. Then it moved over to Ethereum. And then it's been integrated into other, Solana, Tron, and then the other ones that it's on. I can't remember the other. There's a bunch of other ones that now it's integrated into. But Tether's the original. Also, it's Bitfinex, which Bitfinex was one of the biggest, and a lot of the old whales hang out on Bitfinex and trade only on Bitfinex.
Yeah, I see a lot of arbitrage from like right now. Let me here. Bitstamp is Bitcoin 17,695. Coinbase is six. Well, it's the same now, but earlier it was like a $200 spread.
I mean, yeah, those aren't that much though. And you got to think of how long it takes to send Bitcoin anywhere. It's not very fast.
Yeah, 688.
In the last bear bull markets, I mean, you had multiple $1,000 differences. This arbitrage is nothing unless you have like a software or a platform where you can have all of your exchanges linked together and it's extremely fast and you don't pay any fees, like even trading fees. This can not really be worth it. And you're going to really be doing it with a lot of money. But arbing is fun when you can, that's for sure. But you also need to have access to the exchanges and or platforms too. You can't get a Bitfinex account. If you can't get a Bitfinex account and have a Coinbase account and have a Bitstamp account and a Binance Global, a Huobi Global, Bitflyer, and you're not gonna be able to. I don't even think Bitflyer's around anymore. But you're not gonna be able to get all this shit done. Discord just died?
Oh.
Oh, no, there we go.
Price is
Same
about to
just died.
die. I think price is about to head down here. It's threatening.
It's hitting 1 hour
Yeah.
EMA ribbon or MA ribbon. It's right at it, on top of it. That breaks, like I said, I'm thinking
Yeah, yellow.
17.
Yeah, Jack. We
30.
definitely do not want Tether to go anywhere. Only because the whole market's propped up on it right now.
Yeah, I know.
All the big trading pairs. Could they switch over to USDC? Sure.
I mean,
Are they ready? I mean, how many exchanges have USDC pairs and actually have liquidity on those USDC pairs?
that's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. It's like, how the frig are you gonna trade if they're not paired? The pairs aren't there yet, but
I mean, you can set them up. They can be set up relatively fast, simple-ish. But no matter what, if Tether goes down and say USDC pairs are ready to go in 12 minutes, it's still going to be detrimental.
Hey, hypothetical trade right now. Long here. Hypothetical, guys. Don't follow it.
Hypothetical? I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
I'm gonna put a big fat green line right there. Hypothetical.
I think China's gonna jump on the dump train.
Yeah. You know where the stop loss is though? It's below the June low level, which is right here. So it's just a little
think
baby
you gotta
entry
wait.
there.
yeah.
It's a tight stop. It's in. Could move up from here. I mean, it's a previous pivot
100%.
point. Yeah.
I'll wait till I get my entry. Either I get a cloud rejection and we buck through the cloud and have some good shit, and I'll scalp it. But
Fair
I
chance it
don't know. I'm
stops
probably gonna
out.
go to sleep early.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, I just hope if by spring, if I sell another house and everything is as cheap as it was like fucking 8 years ago, I'll just round trip the whole thing again.
It's about to get stopped out
the
probably.
FUD around Binance is like, Jack. The FUD around Binance. Parts of it is just FUD, right? 100% just FUD. And then other parts, they're not. People are like making, there's a lot of similarities to what CZ's saying that fucking Sam was saying before his shit imploded. Will Binance implode? I don't think so. But too big to fail. But 100% though, that proof of reserve audit that they did was not proof of reserve audit. That is 100% true. And the best person to go look at that for is Jesse from Kraken. Go look at his comments on it, because Kraken's actually been doing proof of reserve audits since like their inception.
So,
They do
all
2 a
right.
year.
Say if it was your exchange, right? Say Binance was your exchange, and you heard all this shit like months ago was going to come down on you. If you're not an idiot like Bankman is, doesn't know shit, what's going on. If CZ knew all this, wouldn't you think he would like kind of try to get some of that reserve back if he didn't have it? In other words, if he lent money out, pull it back in somehow. Like, I don't know how you would do that, because I guess you would just take it. I don't know how you would do it. You'd have to close out whatever situation you're in. In other words, if you gave money out to somebody else and they put it, on high risk shit, it's probably, especially now, those funds are fucking probably 90% gone, right? So you're not going to get it back. But if he did, that would be the thing to do, is pull it all back and then say, yeah, here's all my reserves, wait for things to settle, and then start lending out again, but be smart about it.
All right, they already proved that they have the reserves. It's not the reserves, it's the liabilities. Like if you go to there's Jesse Powell, the CEO of Kraken. You can go look at what he said about everything, and it explains it a whole lot better than I can. If you don't add the liabilities, it's not a real audit. It's not a real proof of reserves. It's part of one. It's cool you did some of it, but it's not the whole enchilada. You're missing the tortilla.
Right.
But then it's like DC Woodworking centralization. I mean, the problem with centralization is it goes against the original concept of cryptocurrency, and most of the time the biggest problem is a lot of the centralized exchanges they do very, very shady shit.
Yeah.
I mean, look how many have died. You got BTCE, Mt. Gox, Cripsy, Quadriga, fucking Coin Exchange. You got the New Zealand one, Cryptopia. I mean, the list goes on. You got all the Russian ones that scam the shit out of everybody. And we're barely to 2018 with those.
And there were
Celsius
ones that
was a
weren't...
lending platform.
Yeah,
like,
there weren't...
I don't know why anybody used those at all. That was such a bad idea.
There were ones that crashed that weren't necessarily scams, but they were just run poorly. Like they just got taken out by the bad conditions of the market. Yeah.
Well, some of them were bad
like
conditions, and they get air quote hacked.
Yeah.
Which is almost always them just screwing everybody. That's it's more bad actors than anything.
Well, the only thing what I heard a couple of weeks ago about Binance proof of reserves, the company that did it was the same one that was doing Celsius something. But that's why I think if they're looking into that, that might be something else coming out of the woodwork here,
So we're in a short and a long.
100%.
There's some verbiage inside the report as well. It's
yeah, well, regardless, we'll find out, I guess. Rick, what platform are you trading on? You're doing short.
Oh, I'm just doing a hypothetical. Like this is a hedge mode trade basically, because we're in a long right now it's about to stop out, but we're also in a short. Potential, of course, for price to do this, where it stops the long out and then comes back up and stops the short out, and then goes down. Yeah.
I mean, I can do that on MEXC.
Yeah. You can do it on Binance Global. You can do it on Bybit. Yeah. But hey, the long's still good.
But on Bybit, it used to kill my long and just go short. On MEXC, you can open both and hold them. So it's like, supposedly that's what OG was saying anyway. I mean, I didn't try it yet. But...
Well, I guess you could if you didn't have a stop loss on either of them. You could hold both long and short open at the same time. Indefinitely, until you close them. But yeah, like entering here, like this long, a loss... Like if you get stopped out, the loss is only 0.3% in this case. And if you take a short, which is looking like it might get stopped out if we start going up, that's a loss of 0.28%. For the sake of getting you into a profitable position on the opposing, side. So look, I don't know. This is looking. It could be something.
Well, I would say it would come back up and then roll over, maybe. I don't know if it's going to... Let me see how it looks on that.
Both directions are still active. There hasn't been a stop yet on either direction. But yeah, you can target whatever you want. This is more about the direction and the entry and the stop rather than the target. So the target's just whatever. I haven't really set that with any thought. But yeah, you're right, Samson. It's just sitting there. It's just on the starting line there.
Yeah, there's a little green little candle.
Yeah.
And then that RSI wave signal is kind of like coming back up, but it's nowhere near crossing.
MFI is looking good on the 1 minute. It's been oversold on the 1 minute. which means there could be a little bit of a relief bump on the cards. There we go. We're back
don't know,
into
I gotta
profit
get-
almost on the hypothetical long. This is how you beat the system, guys. I don't know. You have to pretty much pick a point on the price action where it's not going to shake both out. You have to try and find like a breakout point. So I've done it at support, which is okay. It's reasonable, I suppose. But yeah, there's a chance it could still like, you know, come up here, stop out the short, and then come back down and stop out the long, and then go up. You know, do that whipsaw thing. I think that's what a whipsaw is. I don't know.
Well, if the Asian market just opened, that was the move then. And now
Asian session.
Asian session. So that was the dip, no? I mean, I don't know. Did I say that wrong, Serrano? Racist or whatever?
No, I just don't think it's like when their actual like the SSE opens.
The Asian market.
Shanghai Stock Exchange.
It's definitely not racist.
Want to be politically Athanas? How do you pronounce it? Athanas? I can't even pronounce it now.
Is it politically correct?
No, you're you know, your religion or your
Ethnicity.
where you were. Yeah. I always have trouble with that fucking word. Ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, my allergies are kicking in.
Got a bit of hay fever.
Nah, it's friggin' weird. It's like whenever we're gonna get snow, like tomorrow. Yeah, we're supposed to get some snow. Big storm coming up.
Let's see.
I don't know if we're gonna get snow. Really, it looks like the temps are too high for snow here. But up north of, you know, like maybe an hour north of me, they'll get it. Plus, the other thing, Rick, you know, we have the freaking heat on this time of year, and it dries you out. You know, if it's too warm, like when I sleep, you wake up with a headache and everything.
Oh, yeah, I reckon I would get a sore throat if the air was really dry. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you got to have like a little humidifier or something, you know, going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine that winter air would be very harsh. Breathing that in all day. Day and all night. Yeah, the long, it looks like we might get a breakdown here. So the short might start shining.
I don't know yet. Look, they're wicking and whatever. On a 1 minute, it's like, holy shit.
I agree, Jack. I agree, man. It's the long is looking threatening right now. Like it looks like it's about to stop out. But that's cool. We got the short there. So the long will stop and the short will continue with any luck. There we go. Okay. So the long's dead. Get rid of that. We took like a 0.3% loss. But we're in a short because we opened it at the same spot.
Is that
so we're in
Jack's
profit
rap?
here. Type Jack. He's an Aussie guy. So look,
nice.
yeah, we're in our short, baby.
Welcome, Mike.
I guess that's hedge mode in a nutshell. This could obviously come back up and stop the short out as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the point is to the best place to do these is on a line of resistance or support, basically at a crossroads, like in on the chart. You don't just open them in the middle of nowhere because like it's likely to get shook out both directions. Just like this right now, it might shake out the short that we have here. And then it's a loss of 0.6%.
I sent you a market 24-hour clock, Samson, so you can see what I mean.
Oh, sweet. Thanks.
And I'm pretty sure I said open when I should have said session, so it was technically my fault that you got a little flustered up in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like
Looks like the long got stop hunted. That's what it looks like.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna stop out the short. Yeah. They're watching my stream, no doubt. Just,
Oh god, calm down, Tristan.
yes. I remember those days, man. The paranoia.
Jesus.
Like the unrealistic paranoia.
Yeah, what's the New York dude and him?
Yeah.
Look at all these people just sitting in the channel and not talking.
I bet you
They're-
they're the market
bet you they're-
makers. They're the whales.
The best part was the person that was counter trading him was me.
Oh,
But I didn't
shit.
really care what their positions were.
Yeah. There we go. So I guess if you were quick, you could have taken the short, the little bit of profit there that the short was in. 0.34%, which would have broken you even because you lost 3.4% on the long and you made 3.4% on the short. Here we go. Look at this. Here we go. So look, classic swing failure. If this goes up like big time, then it was basically a swing failure of this low. So a stop hunt. Sneaky bastards. So yeah, I mean it's not bulletproof. This hedge mode, it's not bulletproof. It's got its flaws, but it can be good. It can be, if you get it at the right time, it can be like a handy little trick if you're uncertain of the direction. You know, if you, I guess you could start. You could even do this. So your long gets stopped out, and you're like, oh fuck, I kind of want to be back in that long. So you open it again with a similar stop loss below the swing low there. So we've lost 0.3% already from that first failed long. We're in a long again with a stop below the low. Short is still active. Basically, the thing that kills this approach, this strategy, is when price does this. You know, when it starts swinging up, down, all over the place, you get stopped out of like the shop. Yeah.
I was doing that the other night. I had a few people. I was doing a live trade and on Shiv and Link, and it fucking just went up, and I was up like $27-30 on both. And then as I'm talking, you know, like 10 minutes later, it's coming down. And then I didn't give a fuck. It was an experiment. So I added, I DCA'd, and then it went down, came back up. And then finally, you know, I was on, you know, maybe an hour or more, and it basically took me out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I was just fucking around, you know, trying to see these swings. But I mean, I did take profit the first one, but then gave it back. So,
Yeah.
but I love it when it moves. I told you that one day, a couple days ago, we had that crazy wick. I was down on Link, I guess, $160, and all of a sudden, let's see, wait, it was, it was negative 160, and I flipped it, and I was up 250 within it was unreal. It was like seconds, because it went, you know, it moved so far, so quick percentage wise, and I was on like 75 or 80x on like $150 or something like that. So of course, you know, they fucking made the 160 back, and then ended up at 250, and I got out. And then later, you know, I lost a little more, but it was unreal that it did. I saw that in live action. It was like, holy shit. That would be like just now, when we just dipped, and if you had a 70x or whatever, you would see those numbers climb and then disappear if you didn't get out. But so now what are we doing? Just crawling?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, price has been very slow, sluggish. Yeah, see, this is an example of trying to make a trade happen that when the market's just not there to play with you. Like, it's better to be scalping during the New York stock exchange being live and moving, because that's when you get your movement, right? I think crypto kind of slows down a bit when the markets are closed in New York. So
No, we get a move during the Asian session.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Don't, like, you
What
can't
session
count-
is active
can't
right
count-
now? Australia is
Asia,
still
man.
open. Yeah,
Got
Asia,
the
man.
Asians.
Asians and
Asia,
Australians. Yeah.
And then you got the slowest one is like typically the Europeans, and that's
Oh, the
like,
FTSE. Yeah.
yeah. And that's gonna that one's in, I don't know, what is this, 5 hours, or starts in 5 hours, and like the middle of it is in about 7 hours or so. Here, look in Discord, check the clock out. I posted. It's here.
So we have Unk in the chat. Is that Crypto Unk?
Right.
Jeru? It might be Jeru.
See that clock right there?
Oh yeah.
It should make sure it's set up
Opening
to
it
your
Time
zone
zone.
though.
Mm.
And then you can click the little button next to the UTC, whatever you got, and it'll show you the markets that are open.
Oh, okay. Which button?
Right to the right. Show markets. Go down
Oh, there.
where it
Yeah.
says +10 UTC.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
Right
that's
right under
Sydney.
the clock. Yeah, hit that. Yeah, and then scroll down.
Oh, I see. So
Show
these are the
markets.
active markets right now in orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to be getting, the Middle East or Mumbai next, I guess, which is India.
So New Zealand is the first to end.
Yeah, because I believe it's the
And
first
then
to open.
Sydney. Yep. And then Sydney, Australia.
And then Tokyo
then-
closes after
And then
Sydney.
Tokyo, Shanghai, Hong Kong,
And then
and
Hong
Singapore.
Kong and Singapore.
Aha. This is cool.
But
I
you
know how
have
to
that-
read it now.
And then you have that overlap, though. You see the overlap when Joburg opens.
Oh,
up. I mean,
yeah.
and then you have Dubai, and you have Mumbai, and you
Mm.
have
So something's always open, like during.
there's something always
weekdays.
open, but there's
Yeah.
it's those overlaps that you want to be looking for, or when
Yeah.
you're in the middle of a bunch of markets open, which is, you see how there's that kind of tan section inside the orange.
Oh yes, yes, yep.
So I can't remember what that is exactly, but if you look at it, look how many markets are open when that tan starts popping up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in the world.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Mumbai, that's Sydney, which is Sydney's
Mhm.
bigger than, New Zealand's okay sized, but Sydney's a whole lot bigger. Mumbai's a whole lot bigger. Singapore
Yeah.
is a crypto giant.
This is the
Hong
big
Kong.
boys, the US market. Those three.
Well,
Yeah. Chicago,
You get
Toronto,
the-
New York. Yeah.
yeah. Not saying that one is better than the other. You just you
yeah.
can't count out times like that
Mhm.
lightly shaded box area. It's
Right.
just too many humans awake. That's in like what, 2-3 hours, so 8,
So
9
this-
Pacific.
This shows for me that the New York Stock Exchange opens at 12:30 a.m. and closes at 7 a.m. Is that right?
Is that right for you?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then it's all set up nice and nice.
Sweet as. Love it.
So that one's easy for me because it's
I'm gonna
3
add
hours
this to
ahead.
my favorites. Put it in.
Yeah, it's a nice one to have, just so you sometimes you forget. Don't forget daylight savings, if they have it, fucks things up for me.
Yeah.
I just know a general time in a general area when all this shit's gonna be opening. Or closing.
I've certainly
But
seen
I
it
do-
before, but I've just never gone into like bother to understand how to read it. But now that you've explained it, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just like any time when there's the market's open or closed, or this market or this session or that section, this session, sorry, they could do nothing. You know what I mean? They could have no real effect. It could be really fucking boring. But never count out the Asian session, and then when all of Europe's awake, that can have some hot movement too. They'll either follow Asia or just do a complete 180 and go in a completely different direction. Like 4 a.m. There's usually a nice move at like from 3 to 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then right now till like 9 p.m. Pacific Time, you can get some nice moves because that's like the hardcore Asia session, and then of course U.S. Open. I mean, that's almost always fun. The worst time is like 1 p.m. PST to crypto close. So
yeah, the quiet.
Is like 1 to 3 hours before the close of crypto. It's kind of meh. You got all them East Coasters eating dinner. Asia's all dead asleep.
Yeah.
And that's another thing to think of. You got like, when are the most people awake? When are the most people at work? When are the most people at lunch? When are the most people awake on one side of the world? And when are the most people getting off work on the other side of the world?
Yeah.
Like we said, in 3 hours, it's only 8, 9 o'clock, or in 2-3 hours, that's only 8, 9 o'clock on the West Coast, and you got all of Asia open, plus India. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's a very active time of the day. Yeah.
A lot of humans.
I guess this daily defining range doesn't come into play until the market's open, depending on what you set it at. The DR trend, did you ever look that up? It's like when the market opens wherever you are at the time. It's an indicator on TradingView. Daily defining range.
Oh, is that what Trago was talking about a few hours ago?
Well, similar. This girl Feather I was online with her a couple nights ago, and she had the one that she was mentioning. Trago's is similar. It's probably the same. It's very similar, but it's not showing up now for the time zone that I guess this is selected at. Yeah, it's not showing up on any daily or even weekly. No, it's not gonna. It's got to fall in between those hours to show up. Yeah.
So it looks like that that little push down was a bit of a swing failure. So basically a stop hunt, and it stopped out my long that I opened up early. But I opened up a new one and it's in profit now. The short has been stopped. You can see that there, so we'll delete that. So we're 0.6% down. And this has come up 0.28% so far. So we need this to really move to make it worth it.
I don't think it's. I think it's hitting. I think it's going to hit this neckline.
Maybe, yeah.
It creates. That's what it friggin' does. It creates these necklines lower and lower, and because we're in a downtrend. But once that flips, it's going to go the other way. The neckline will be on an uptrending chart. Or trend. When Bitcoin finally does turn around here.
In that case, we'll close that out in whatever profit it is.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very This is I just think this is a very awkward time to trade because there's no real volume. There's no movement. The momentum is just kaput.
Volume is fleeting, comes and goes.
Yeah, like it's just very sporadic. This is the worst. Like trying to trade trying to make things happen when the market does that is a nightmare. Like you may as well just go do something else for the day.
Yeah, it's been a busy. Everybody's exhausted.
Yeah, bear markets are very painful.
The Asians are coming in to see if they can scoop up and wick people out.
I think New York Open, man. That's a very nice time in crypto, and I'm sure like Asia Open, Asia close maybe.
But like Serrano said,
look at the volume pickup for the past like hour or so.
Yeah, you can play it. You just have to go what they're doing, and that's it.
It's just like anytime when you're trading. You always
Anyway,
want to trade when there's good time.
YouTube, I'm going to wrap this stream up. Thanks for tuning in. I noticed the majority of people have dropped off anyway. There's 15 left. If you want to carry on chatting with us, like jump into the Discord. It's pinned to the top of the chat there, so it's free to join. But anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next stream, likely to be tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening for you guys. All right, cheers. Take care.